Well guys, I'm here at the Gerdau, Charlotte, and parked right here in check-in spot number 2. The check-in shack is down here, but the lady told me to come down here, park, and then walk back to the shack to check in. So that's what I'm doing. So I don't think I've ever been here before, but I'll tell you more later. Okay, everybody, I've checked in back there, and they told me to pull on ahead here, stay to the left, and I'm supposed to load in door number 8. So we'll see how all this looks back here. There's a sign that says employees only to the right, trucks stay to the left. Yeah, I don't remember being here before. None of this looks familiar. He said something about don't cross the tracks if there's 2 trucks on the other side of the tracks. So I don't see any. Let's see, 7 and 8. Alright, so I guess I'm going over there. Alright, get back to you in a minute. Alright, so I think I'm supposed to go this way, because it says loading zone number 8 over here, 7 and 8. He said I'm in 8. So I hope this is right. Whew. And then he said to kind of stay along the, I guess I'm supposed to be over here behind this guy. All right, let me park, then I'm supposed to take my paperwork over here to this office. Good morning, everybody. Paperboy back at you. I've been driving for a good couple of hours. I'm on I-40 heading west, somewhere between Asheville, North Carolina, and Knoxville, Tennessee. As you can see, I'm trying to meander through the mountains. I guess this is what you'd call the Smoky Mountains, or at least close to it, because there was a sign back there a little ways back for an exit to the Smoky Mountain Park. Anyway, it's been raining a lot. Glad the sun's finally up, but just thought this would be some good footage for you. I was actually a little late getting the camera out. I went through a tunnel a couple miles back. I wished I could have got that. But this load delivers tomorrow in Buffalo, Missouri. And I've got a window of time from 7 a.m. to like 2 p.m., something like that. I'm in Eastern time now, but I'll be switching back to Central time at some point today. And I won't be able to get all the way there today. I'll just get as far as I can go and probably have 3 or 4 hours still to go tomorrow. I mean, it was like a 890 mile trip from where I picked it up in Charlotte yesterday. Pretty good run. So the You know, it's a good week. Anytime you can get 2 days where you have nothing but driving, you know, no deliveries, no pickups, just a full day of driving, that's a pretty good week. And I did that Monday, you know, all I did was drive, and then again today. Man, I tell you what, this Pam truck here, I got stuck behind him a few miles back, and then stopped at a rest area, did a load check, and now here I am again. Scoot over, man. Gee whiz. This guy's been clogging up traffic for everybody. Ah! Anyway, glad to get him behind me. Oh yeah, I got an email last night. You know, Maverick sends a payroll email on Wednesday nights, and then, you know, it gets automatically deposited on Friday mornings. But I got an email notification, hey, we're entering Tennessee, the volunteer state. But anyway, I got email payroll notification last night that I got a referral bonus from someone I wasn't even expecting. His name was Ramiro. I won't say the last name to protect his privacy, but Ramiro, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that. And if you're still out there watching my videos, send me an email so I can make contact with you, see where you're at, where you live. Give me an update on how things are going. But thanks a lot. Appreciate that. All right, well, just trying to give you a little footage of these beautiful mountains. You'll be able to see it without having to go on vacation and come over here and see it. You can watch it for free on the Paperboy Trucker channel. Gosh, I'm glad it stopped raining though, man. It was raining hard for a good hour or so as I first got going this morning. In the dark, you know, kind of some slow, careful driving, if you know what I mean. All right, so we're in Tennessee. We got I don't know, I'm probably 60 or 70 miles from, probably about 60 miles from Knoxville. And I think in Knoxville, we'll be switching over to 20, man, I'm not sure about that either. I hadn't looked at my GPS that far ahead to see. I'm pretty sure at some point we're switching over to 24, kind of angling over towards Missouri. Going at it that way, kind of cutting across southern Missouri. Well, there's some smoke for the Smoky Mountains right there, if you can see it. Pretty country, just some hard driving though. Up and down hills, curves. You gotta pay attention to what you're doing, that's for sure. It's not like driving across Oklahoma. Okay, guys, I'll get back to you later. Okay, everybody. Let's see, where did I leave things last? I picked up this load in Charlotte, and I couldn't film much there because they didn't allow any kind of personal electronic devices. So, and I'll try to talk about this load a little more tomorrow when I'm at my customer, you know, when I get it untarped and all, because there's some interesting things about it, but it's basically steel flats or angles, we call them. They're 20 foot long. I got two sections of 20 foot long, and I think four bundles in each layer, 2 layers. So just showing you what I got. Nothing fancy, but you can see it tarped and a bunch of straps. So but yeah, I picked this up in Charlotte, drove an hour and a half or so last night, didn't get too far, and then I drove, you know, about 10.5 hours today. I'm near Sykeston, Missouri on Highway 60 heading west, and that'll take me across the southern part of Missouri. Then I'll hit 65 at Springfield and head north. That's where my customer is. I've still got about 4.5 hours to go, and then we'll see where I get reloaded. I don't really know what to expect over there in that area for a reload, home load. But here's the other side. Like I said, I hope I get a chance tomorrow to show you this after I get it untarped. You know, I got 2 canvas tarps under it because the ends and the corners of this stuff is really sharp. So got 2 canvas tarps and 1 steel tarp to put up, and then a bunch of straps. So I'll try to talk about that a little more tomorrow. It's Thursday evening. I'm here at the Love's, and I already got cleaned up, had dinner, fixing to try to get to sleep because I'm going to get up pretty early in the morning, probably about 2:30, and get going. And I want to be at my customer before 8 o'clock. That's the plan anyway. So we'll see you there. Okay, everybody, happy Friday morning to you. You'll see this white sign here on the left, says Hostetler Sales and Construction. This is my customer. So let's see, I guess this is the entrance. I don't see any other entrance. All right, here we go. Well, let me get in here and see what they want me to do. Oh wait, there's a sign here. It says shipping and receiving around the side. So thank you for the sign. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been here before. Man, it looks like they make some sort of specialized what is this, cattle feeding apparatuses or something? I don't know. All right, well, okay, there's a yard office over there. I'm just going to park here and then go see where they want me. I'm probably going to have to back into that overhead door there is my guess, but I don't know. All right, more later. Okay, guys, I pulled in from that direction and checked in at the office over on the other side of the building. And I've been here once before. Now that I've been here a while, I remember it, but I delivered a load of lumber. They had me back into that door. But this angle iron here, he said I've got to go over there and back in to a door, and this truck is blocking me. So I'm gonna have to turn around here, go back out that way, go around the front of the building to over there, and then back in. But I wanted to show you this load, because this load ended up being, you know, this is not how Maverick would like us to load and secure this type of product, but I kind of just had to work with it. I'll tell you what happened. When I checked into this place, they told me I was getting 2 sections of 20-foot product, that I could either load it 2 stacks of 20 like I did here, or 2 stacks of 5, both are 20 feet long, or just 1 layer, 2 sections of 20 foot on 1 layer. So I thought, well, let's do two stacks, because I can cover it with 1 of my steel tarps. But then, once you back into the loading area, they have you sit off to the side in a safety chair, and he about had the lower, he had like 3 or 4 of the lower level bundles on the trailer before I realized, they weren't putting wood blocks in between the bundles. So I asked about it, and they said that they don't do wood blocks, they just set them up there. So at that point, it was too late to do anything. So because normally product like this, Maverick would have us have it in 1 layer, and then you have to do that, if you've been through training, you have to do the chains where you wrap the chain around 2 bundles, and skip at least a bundle while you're doing it. But in this particular case, I couldn't do that at this point. So plus, to make matters worse, it was raining, and they had like 3 trucks waiting to get into the loading area that I was in, and it was raining. So they were having, once you got loaded, once the product was loaded, they were just wanting you to throw your tarps over, get them minimally bungeed down, and then pull way out, way out, like several hundred yards away to their securement area, and then do your securing and tarping. Most people would had their tarps on, and then we're just throwing straps over the tarps. Every truck that I saw loading in there, all they do is throw straps, put tarps on, throw straps on. But I wanted to show you this, because this is not the way Maverick would teach you in training to secure this load. So what I did, once I realized what was happening here, and I asked 2 different guys about putting blocks in between the bundles, and they basically shut me down and said, no, we just put them up there on the trailer, we don't do blocks. Next time I go there, if ever, I'll pretty much demand that blocks be put up there, and they'll have to kick me out before, if they don't do it, they don't do it, and I'll just have to deal with it. But the way it was working that day, having to put tarps on before you leave the building, I don't know how I would do it like Maverick teaches us to do it. So I did sneak around, while the guy that was dropping these, he has a big metal overhead or magnetic overhead crane, and he would bring like 2 bundles at a time, drop them down. So while he was moving back and forth, I snuck around the trailer and got my I put 3 straps over the bottom layer, so I at least got those on there, and then I got 4 straps over the top layer, so at least there's good pressure, pulling the bundles down onto the timbers. But Maverick doesn't like having, it would be better if these had the wood blocks in between, so you could do belly wraps to pull them tight where there's friction against each bundle and the wood blocks. That would be better for sure. So I'm just wanting to show you this, because this is not how we prefer to do it. It's just kind of how I ended up having to do it. So kind of a quandary of a situation there. I just had to try to make the best of it. All right, so let me get this load pulled around to the other side of the building and see if I can get unloaded. All right guys, finally unloaded here at Hostetler construction. So this warehouse here that you're looking at now, that's where they do more of their lumber work, because a year or year and a half ago, I remember delivering a load of lumber here, and they had me unload in there. But this time I was carrying angle iron, so they didn't want me filming anything in there. This is what the guy called, he said it's Amish Mennonite community. So they do their metal work over there. They make metal, you know, truss type material. But they also make these cattle feeders and feeders. You know, that they haul feed in, or you can, he said they use them to feed, they're built specifically to feed calves. Like they have some sort of a mechanism on the feeders so that only the calves can get in there to eat, not the bigger cattle. That's what I think we're looking at over here on the right. Anyway, pretty cool little family operation, I guess. That's the difference in working for a family operation or small company compared to a bigger company or corporation. Is like when I was in there getting unloaded, there was two guys working, doing something else, not helping get unloaded, but they were moving some big metal beams from one spot to a different spot in the warehouse. You know, about a 20 or 30 foot beam, and they had it hoisted up on this, you know, overhead crane, and it wasn't balancing just right, so one of the guys just sat on one end of it to balance it out, and the other guy went ahead and lifted it on up, you know, about probably 18 feet in the air, and moved it on down the warehouse. I said, well, that's probably not acceptable with your safety coordinator. I was just thinking to myself, they don't even have a safety coordinator. Anyway, we're getting out of here now. Just got to go down this little country road here, back out to 65, where I'll head south, get on 44. And now that they've got that bypass through Bella Vista, I think I'll just go on over to Joplin and head south on 49. Did that last week and it was much quicker, so I think I'll just do that. But for the meantime, you know, I'm sorry I couldn't get you any footage of that load. I was going to, but I asked the guy, you know, I like to ask before I start filming, and he said he'd rather me not. So I said, okay, no problem. That's why I asked. So didn't actually get anything there, but and I did look into our viewer. You know, our tablet has some documents, some viewable documents. Some are videos, some are just PDF, you know, pictures and print of different types of load. You know, it's for educational purposes. If you get out there and you need help trying to remember how to do a certain type of load, you can look it up in the document viewer, it's called. So I got in there to see if there was anything special about that Gerdau plant in Charlotte where I picked that steel up at, and there was one document in there, but it was dealing with like 50-foot product. You know, it was showing how to secure 50-foot product. So yeah, I'm not real sure about that. Next time I'll handle that differently when I go in there. Oh, look at these buzzards getting them a little bit of raccoon action. Oh yeah, nice juicy raccoon. We'll be right back there in 20 seconds. Kind of a rough little country road here, but I've only got to go about a mile to get to the highway. So, all right, guys, I'll see you in Fort Smith.